The steps forward for Cardano have not stopped from the bear market cycle into the early part of the bull. And even now, as we're waiting for these super explosive, exciting times in the market, we continue to make steps forward. And we actually just saw 99.5% of people do this. This is a new record. This is a very big deal. We're going to talk about that in this video, but I do want to discuss something else that can give us a little bit of fuel heading into next week as well. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So Cardano has made quite a bit of advancements. We've obviously talked about the technical developments. We've talked about the partnerships and hard forks and things like that. And we just hit a new record that marks a huge deal when it comes to ecosystem participation, because what we actually saw is it was in Cardano's most recent governance vote, 99.5% voter turnout. That is a huge deal. That is easily a record. And one of the big reasons why this is actually taking place is because of DREPs, because of the new governance structure within Cardano. So you are now actively seeing the ecosystem vote and communicate on some of these pressing issues moving forward. All right. And this guys is in regard to developments. This is in regard to the treasury. This is in regard to many different things and the path forward for Cardano. So this is a very big deal and something that should not be slept on, because I can't say I've seen this type of participation anywhere. And guys, this is of active stakers, of people that are contributing to the ecosystem currently. Now, what I will say in terms of ADA is, yes, we're still kind of waiting to see what our direction is going to be, where we're headed across the crypto market right now. But what I find very interesting is that the shorts have not learned their lessons. The bears have not learned their lessons, and they're once again getting in the way when it comes to ADA and other assets in the space, because what we are still seeing is a large presence of short interest. Right now, the long short ratio on ADA has flipped back to a short side. All right. We are currently at 0.9573, which means that there's about a 4% imbalance to the short side when it comes to ADA. And this is the case for a lot of assets in the space right now, because, we went on a nice run. Yesterday was kind of quiet, didn't really make much in terms of moves. So the shorts are stepping back in and thinking they can push the market down. Now, what I will say is that this goes both ways. We're seeing a big compression once again, and we know that this has led to volatility in the past. Now, what I will say is that this is the weekend. We'll have to be patient and wait and see how things play out. When we look at ADA, look at this thick concentration of short interest. Look at this thick concentration of long interest. So yes, the longs are trying to push the market up. The shorts are trying to push the market down. Right now, we're sitting closer to the long side, which obviously it's, again, a question of retail capitulation, like we talked about earlier in the day. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But what I will say is, when we zoom out here, and we're looking at, the 1 month chart in terms of this, there is still short interest that has been present here from all the way back in March. They have not gotten out of the way. They think that these drops aren't over. Me personally, my long position, guys, is still open, up 151%. Again, if you guys want to check out Margex or BTCC, there are referral links in the description below. There's some pretty cool bonuses you guys can get as well, but feel free to check that out if you guys would like. But I think my liquidation price is somewhere down in this batch. All right. Way down here, way away from all the danger. So we'll just have to see, obviously, if we get a push one way or the other. I will say in terms of BTC, we're dealing with something very similar as we have many times before. We just look at this 3-day in terms of Bitcoin. You guys can see this huge presence of short interest kind of getting compressed in here. Now, luckily for Bitcoin, you guys can see the thick concentration starts down here at about 92K. So we're a little separated. Yes, we could see some downside push here, but it wouldn't take much for us to start attacking and breaking through this 96K, almost up to 98K level, like we were talking about earlier today. So this could be something that does give us, fuel for the next leg. I think that as we get into the early part of the week, maybe even through the weekend, things will, again, like I talked about, be pretty quiet. People will be playing this cautiously, obviously with the PC and the GDP report coming on the same day. That'll give some people a little pause, but, I will still say that there is enough to move the markets. There's still a lot of capital sitting on the sidelines. We're still sitting, at about 5% dominance in terms of USDT. We haven't seen that break through the trend here. When this does start happening, guys, it's go time. That is when ADA and other assets will probably start going on runs. That's when we'll start seeing an altcoin breakout. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.